Hello, powerful one. Welcome to this edition of Inner Growth with Usezwa Elimihe. I believe it's well with you. I expect it to be well with you because you so deserve it. Today, we are taking a look at the attitude and behaviors that are required of us at the threshold of success. A lot of the times, we have put in the work, we've put in the effort to transform ourselves. But just at that moment where we are supposed to cross over to the next level of our being, we find out that we are stuck. Why are we stuck? It seems as if the momentum that we've been garnering, that we've been moving with all along, suddenly just eludes us. And we wonder what happened. So this is it. There is an attitude that is responsible for transformation. But we do not know that attitude because we don't have a guide. This is one reason there are supposed to be masters in every aspect of life. Why do we go to the university? It is because of things like this. We need tutors to guide us. During exam period, after all the teachings have been done in the entire semester, lecturers come to the class and tell you what and what to do, areas to focus on, and possibly some possible exam questions. These are meant to guide you. But when we left the university, we came into the world, we lost that kind of guidance in all other aspects of life. Why? Because we didn't think that life after university or colleges of education or polytechnic or any college for that matter is as important as the life in the university. Therefore, we didn't bother to get instructors or tutors to guide us. But if you would understand that all these studies from elementary to college, university levels were done to prepare us for this new life, we would know that it requires even more competent tutors to guide us through. Well, today, we are lucky to be aware of this, that there are attitudes that are required of us at the threshold of success. And a lot of us have found that our success have been suspended, held down, because we have not been able to make that pass. It's not as if life is demanding too much from us. Life is simply being cautious because there's something. Life may be as lavish as it appears. Nature may be as generous as it seems, pouring out water, pouring out things in abundance. But one thing nature does not do is waste. Nature does not encourage wastage. Therefore, if you really want to grow organically, to grow in the real sense of the word, there must be certain level of security for the new phase of your life. Therefore, until you acquire those things that secure that new phase, life will not release you to go into it. We're talking about force, for example. You talk about the police force, or the armed forces generally. You just don't qualify to enter until you pass all the exams, because they know that lives are going to be in your hands when you cross over. In the same way, life generally is like that. We'll be talking about this when we come back after the break. I am Usezwa Anthony Elimihe. You know me. I am in the game of helping you grow from inside out. That is the drill. Welcome back. What is so special about the threshold of success? Well, there are certain behaviors that are required of you if you must be admitted to a new level of life. One thing I want you to have at the back of your mind is this. Wherever you have been for such a long time, you have been immersed in the attitude and way of being of that level of life. And those attitudes are not comely. They are not conducive for the next level of your being. Therefore, you need to drop them. Do you know why? Because those attitudes and behaviors are emphasizing and affirming that way of life. Now, promotion is not something that you are given. It is something that you attain. There are no people sitting somewhere in the cloud or somewhere in any other place deciding that you are to be promoted. No, it is you that grow into that level. It is a momentum, it's a fulfillment of the law. When you grow into it, you move into it without anybody protecting or guiding you. And the law is meritorious. It is something that if you qualify for it, you get into it. Now, this is how it goes. An attitude of lack is an attitude that cannot take you to abundance. Some of us have lived so long in lack that we have accustomed ourselves to the system of lack, that our behavior, our thought, and our speaks, that's our language, are all affirming lack. They are what you call acclimatization. They are all acclimatizing to lack. It's like saving yourself from shock. You just condition yourself to that environment. But for you to move into abundance, you have to have a new attitude. And that is the attitude of having. It's a haviness, saying, I have abundance. Therefore, the way you think will be abundance mentality. For instance, you don't go into a shop and you see something that you truly want, you truly desire, but you don't allow your wallet or your bank account statement to be the decider of how you respond to that thing. You must emotionally buy that thing. Buying something emotionally simply means you look at the thing and you say, I have this, I love this, it is beautiful. Don't start thinking, how do I raise the money to buy this? What do I have to do? How do I get this? How much is my wallet? It is not about how much you have. Remember this. Life is not about how much you have got materially. Life is about how much you have got emotionally. It is your emotion, your total makeup that is the decider of what you have or become in life. That energy of wealth, of worthiness has to be pumped up fully in you. But this is what happens mostly. When you start out in listening to videos like this or dreaming up your desired life, you find out that there is this momentum of progress, the momentum of growth that is following you. Your heart is pumping, you're feeling worthy, you're feeling capable. You wake up one day, you realize that that momentum has left you. You realize that there is nothing available anywhere. You are just looking like, okay, I have been abandoned here. There is nothing supporting me. There is no light. Everywhere is dark. And you look ahead of you. There is no continuity. There is no road. You cannot even see beyond your psychological nostril. And you feel that you are caged. Oh, I have been abandoned. And you fall back to the old ways, to that same state you were at the time you fell into that level of lack in the past, some months ago or some years ago, that you forced yourself to acclimatize, to say, okay, this is where I am right now. I have to belong here. I can't afford, those kind of things. You go back to start reaffirming the old ways, then you lose it. They say the darkest time of the night is just an hour to the morning. But here, you feel that darkness, you feel that emptiness, you feel that aloneness, you feel that abandonment, you feel as if nothing is happening. But yesterday I was boisterous. For the whole of last week, last month, I was up there. You are just about breaking through the membrane. You have carved through the rocks. You have carved through long distances. It's just a thin membrane separating you from success. And the last test was what came to you. And you feel, oh, I have been abandoned. It's not working. And you fall back to your old way and start affirming lack. Start affirming ill health. Start affirming loneliness. At that moment, you take yourself back again. Because it is the thoughts that determines your progress. It is the emotions, the feelings that you generate that determine how far you can go or wherever it is you go. So when you start coming back to that, well, this is where I am, this is where I'm used to, I don't have to lose it. Let me just go back to the old ways and start thinking the old ways, reinforcing the same old attitude, and you start grieving, you start pining, you start feeling bad. You don't go forward. So what should you do when you are in that moment of stagnation? That moment that seems as if you're not moving forward, you have lost all the shine and all the brilliance that should have popped you forward. Simple. If you have a God, that is the time to talk to him or her or them. It's like saying, I have worked hard to get to where I want to get to. Lord, at this moment, I am quite uncomfortable being in this place. But still, I am grateful that I am here because I have learned a lot. And life has been good to me here. Thank you. But you built me to be progressive, to be dynamic. I have chosen this transformation. I don't care what Buddha is in front of me. I don't care what darkness is enveloping me right now. But I know one thing, that I am a being of light, a being of power, that I can overcome this. Therefore, every energy level, every force, every power, every attitude, every behavior, every person, every situation, every circumstance that will guide me, that will lead me to go through this state I am in right now, I invite them. Yes, 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 I ask, and I'm asking for help. I don't know how to cross this place. I feel stalled, but I refuse to be stalled. I choose to move forward. I have made up my mind that progress is mine, that growth is mine, that opportunities are mine, that I will cross this, that I will overcome this now. You make that declaration with emphasis. In fact, this is the time to get really angry. Don't be angry at people. Don't be angry at anything. Be angry at the fact that you cannot see beyond your psychological nose tip. Be angry because you don't understand what is going on, and then choose to understand. Choose to move forward. Don't lament the circumstance. That is what mistake many of us make. We lament the circumstance, and when the push to go back to the old ways now come, we fall for that push and we let it scatter us. For example, you know that at the threshold of growth and development, you need to conserve your vital force. You need to conserve your energy. At this time, you realize that all the forces that belong in that old world are coming at you. They are becoming very generous with their offers to you. You are tempted to make use of your vital force for free. Just spray your seeds, sleep with anybody that comes your path, or go out. Somebody tempts you to quarrel, to get angry, and you blow off your steam and you start screaming at people. Temptations will come for you to fight. Temptations will come for you to have inordinate sexual relations with people you shouldn't have had it with. If you keep allowing those pulls to grab you and get you and pull you down, you will delay your progress. You need to be strategic. You need to be aware of where you are and know the level of trials and temptations that are coming at you, and know what they are meant for. A friend of mine once told me many years ago, I think 2007 or 2008, that his father had told him that when he is involved in a project, that is working to get a project done, or is pitching for a job or a business, that he should stay away from every form of sexual relations with anybody. I just laughed. I said he didn't know what he was saying. But today I know what he was saying. What it simply means that there are certain energies. When you interrelate with people with lower energies who are living in an environment of poverty and lack and retrogression, and you have a relation with them, when you are trying to progress, they will infiltrate you and they can pull you back because you wake up with that energy. Sometimes you start having some advertisements of those levels of life on social media. That is the time certain friends will start sending you visuals, videos that will make you go back to those areas. That is when you start seeing some reckless videos on social media coming to your space. It is a temptation. It doesn't really matter whether you succumb to doing those actions physically, but if you begin to dwell on those actions mentally, because don't forget, the most important part when you act, when you do things, are in your mind. When you start thinking about it and you're dwelling on it, you find out that your energy is sapped, is pulled. Remember, feelings that are negative, they come with energy demand because they don't have energy to survive. So they need your energy to survive. Therefore, they pull at your energy, and when you donate your energy to them, the energy you needed to have crossed over, you have dissipated it. And then you have a problem. There's a stalling. But if you have been falling for it, don't be disheartened. You can still generate the energy back. That moment of anger that says, I don't understand why I'm being stalled. In as much as I choose to understand, it's okay. But the most important thing I'm interested in is that I have chosen to move forward. Earlier I said, if you have a God, talk to your God. Even if you don't have a God, if you are not a religious person, you don't believe in any of those things, it's not a problem. You can always say that thing as if you're talking to space or talking to your higher self. Talk to the universe. Just be very frontal. Make that statement and go on. So these are the things. When you are at the threshold of success, don't quarrel. Don't minimize quarrel. Don't quarrel with anybody at all. Things that will make you angry will come. Ignore. When I say don't quarrel, it doesn't mean that you should, in a bid not to quarrel, you now begin to harbor people in your heart in a negative way. No. Purify yourself. If you have something you cannot take out, if you have somebody that you cannot take out, do that simple ritual I've always been giving you. It's a simple ritual. Sit down, shut your eyes, calm down, recall the person's image or call the person's name and make peace with the person. You say, Frank, I don't know what I've done to make you feel this way about me, but I respect you. With the whole of my heart, I bless you. Whatever you have said or done to me, or you have not said or not done to me, I forgive you. I hope you forgive me too. Whatever I may have said or done to you to make you act the way you are acting, to make me feel the way I'm feeling about you, I forgive you. Henceforth, I have a positive thought towards you, and I hope you have the same towards me. You make peace because it is in your power to make peace. You are born a peacemaker. Avoid fights, avoid quarrels, and avoid unnecessary use of your energy, because your energy is your power. You need it to grow. God bless you.